If you believe women should be paid equally at work, but men should pay more for dates and give more gifts, that's a time rift. If you believe women are equally strong and confident, but men should make the first move and take the bigger risk, that's a time rift. The usual justification is that men and women should have separate gender roles, but they're equal. But like we saw in civil rights, separate is inherently unequal. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everyone has to take an androgynous role. If you and your partner prefer different roles, that's fine. But whatever you think about what your ideal partner should be like, question that. Is that should something you can logically and objectively defend, or is it just a feeling that you've absorbed ever since a young age? And if you find it hard to live up to your own standards of gender equality, it's probably your childhood holding you back, which is something I explained.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm not getting out of bed, turning on my ring light, or spitting out my gum for this video, because I shouldn't have to make it. The fact that you compared women wanting equal pay to men having to pay on dates, calling that a double standard, women don't have equal pay.
Yes, they do. Guys, womanists will try and sit here and make videos on how men are still expected to go out there, be chivalrous, pay for dates, do all this extra crap for them. But ladies, you got your strong independence, okay? You got your money, you got your jobs. You can pay for the dates now, but they don't want to hear that, guys, you see, because they want all of the privileges that come along, right? But they don't want any of the responsibility. They want to go out there, be able to work all their jobs and you know, do all these things and get with a whole bunch of guys. Here's the thing, guys. They want to go out there. They want to have bedroom fun with a whole bunch of guys, but they still want you to have a relationship with them and take them seriously. They want to go out there. They want to work these jobs and get higher paying jobs, which, hey, fantastic for you. But they still expect men to come along and pay for everything for them and get them gifts and do all this crap for them. They're strong and independent, guys. They're so strong and brave and just like men are. And yet you still have to open doors and you still have to make the first move because they're too scared. Guys, I wanted to pull this up before we just kind of jump into today's episode, because this woman right here just said that women do not get paid equally. Let me just show you something, guys. Okay, this is the American Equal Pay Act of 1963, which prohibits sex-based wage discrimination between men and women in the same establishment who perform jobs that require substantially equal skill, effort, and responsibility under similar working conditions. Guys, it has literally been illegal since 1963, in America at least, to pay men and women less. Okay, now it's different over in Australia. I think it was 1964. But again, since the 1960s, guys, and yet these people still seem to think that, you know, men get paid more on the basis of gender, right? It's just outright ridiculous. Now, guys, and so we're going to be continuing with this video momentarily, just really digging into the clownery of how a lot of these modern womanists want to have their cake and eat it too. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And like I said, guys, on today's show, we're going to be having a look at some of this absolute mess. But before we jump in, guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, make sure that you subscribe on your way in. And as always, guys, if you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure you check out the Patreon and the locals link in the description. But we're going to be cracking back into what this woman has to say here.
We're going to live in the now and not in the standards of what would happen if we lived in an equal world, what we should. This is literally what my last video, 50-50 video, was about. This is exactly what men do. They talk about what women want as if it's already happened, and then say women should operate off of a standard of equality before they are equal. It is.
It's so crazy to me, guys, how we are in the year 2021, and women sit here and think that they're oppressed, right? And yet they can never give you any example of how they are oppressed outside of equal pay, which, by the way, they already have. They already have it, guys. You know, if you think that as a girl you're not getting the paid amount, sure, take it to court. Okay, win your battle in court. But then, of course, they'd say, oh, you know what, the judges are men, so of course they're not gonna. That's not how it works. Okay, that is absolute. Like, these girls are so absolutely clueless, man. They don't get paid less. And if they are, hey, go and take it to court, go and take it through the appropriate channels. And if you get paid less, I support you to get paid an equal amount. I personally do not care. Go out there, earn your money, have fun, have your equal pay. But to say that you don't have equal pay is literally untrue. It is objectively untrue. And yet that's the thing that they all point to, guys. We're like, oh, we're oppressed and we have it so difficult, and yet they cannot cite anything other than equal pay, which they already have, right? But they're still like, oh, there's so much work to do culturally to make women equal. Really? Because most men are out here acting as though women are deserving to be on a pedestal, and they'll treat them so fantastically, even though girls have done absolutely nothing for them.
It's not a double standard that women both want to be paid equally and want men to pay for dates. It's
They are paid equally, and they expect men to pay for things for them.
actually the reason women are not paid equally, and so men should pay for dates. If you're gonna,
I'm just gonna pull this screen up one more time, guys. I apologize for interrupting, okay? But look, guys, right? This is on the EEOC, okay? The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Since 1963, and this woman is sitting here telling you that men and women are not paid equally. Guys, it is literally enshrined in American law that you have to pay men and women equally. It makes no sense, right? If women can be paid less, then why the hell would I ever hire men, right? If I was a business owner, guys, and, you know, I was told that, hey, you know, you can hire women for cheaper or you can hire men for more expensive. Like, any business owner is just going to hire all women because they're cheaper, but that's not how it works, right? Because it's literally illegal. But again, this girl's sitting here trying to tell us that women get paid less and they have it so difficult. Very funny.
act all Bill Nye, at least have some sense. And just, everything rubbed me the wrong way. Everything rubbed me the wrong way. Bringing in, where else did we see separate but equal? Civil right, just everything. He thought he did something.
And just everything, but we're not hearing any examples out of your mouth. We're not hearing anything.
And it was a miss. Men's understanding of feminism is so elementary and incorrect. And oh, hold on. The part where he said, if you're not living to your own standards of gender equality, what does that, because I know that he's also talking to women, I'm like, what are you saying? But then
he's saying, if you want to go out there and be strong and independent, don't rely on men for this stuff, right? Like, if you're so strong and independent, hey, how about you be the one, you be the one hitting up dudes and making the first move? Oh, that's right, women don't. Okay, you want to go out there, you want to earn all the money. How about you spoil the men? No. Guys, there's an interview channel that's really fantastic. His name is It's Complicated. He runs a YouTube channel where he interviews a lot of people out in public, particularly girls. And the guy is just so fantastic at asking questions. And one of the questions I remember early on in his videos, one of the things that he went out there and asked a lot of these women is he said, you know, do you consider yourself romantic? And they'd all say, yes, I consider myself romantic, haha, right? And then he'd say, okay, what is the last romantic thing that you've done for your man? And it was literally crickets, guys. Literally just crickets, right? And I'm going to show you some of these comments. So let's have a look at some of these before we continue with the video, because goodness me, this is hurting my head a little bit. So let's take a look at some of these comments in here, okay? He has that unique gift of being patronizing and condescending while also not fully grasping the topic. No one mansplains something that they're not experts on. Notice how these girls are all saying, right, that he's condescending and he doesn't understand the topic, but none of them are offering further explanation. The only further explanation that we've received in this video is that women don't get paid enough, don't get paid as much, which is objectively untrue, right? Everything else is just them saying that they don't grasp the topic. Well, teach us then. Show us something. But they're not. They're just saying that. See, examples like this, guys. Look at this. My male co-worker and I have a $17,000 pay gap. We were even hired on the same day and have the same qualifications. You know, stuff like this. If you think that you're getting paid less on, and everything should be equal, take it to court. See if you win. Right? But all these people who cite examples like this, I guarantee you there's a discrepancy between them. And, this sounds to me like in what they're doing, like what it is, the tasks that they're doing every day. Just because you have the same qualifications and you were hired on the same day does not mean you are deserving of the same pay, right? I could have hired two people on the same day who have the same qualifications, but given them different jobs. Absolutely clueless, right? Men making the first move is a risk. They think that's a risk. Try getting any girl to make guys, girls will not make the first move because it is a risk to their ego. They are too scared to do it, right? But when men don't make it, it's like everyone just makes fun of them, right? Very funny. Let's see what else we got here. blah, blah, blah. It's gaslighting, right? Anything that makes objective sense is apparently just gaslighting. Comparing wage inequality to paying for dates as if it makes any sense to do, that gives me equal rights, equal fights energy. The only problem I have with this video is you made us watch that man way too long. Also, his video on men's angry dating profiles, he made it sound so boohoo, men get rejected, so they're bitter, pity them. No, sir, they're entitled. Also, let's not forget, not all women want to be with men or date men. That guy talks with way too much confidence. He really tried to blame systematic patriarchy on individual childhood traumas. I dated a physician 5 years my senior, and he asked me to go 50-50 for it to be equal, knowing that I was an apprentice. You see, whenever girls hear 50-50, guys, they're like, oh, hell no. Right? I don't want to go 50-50. You earn more than me. We shouldn't be 50-50. You're taking me out on a coffee date. Well, you should pay because you earn more money. No, I'm sorry. You are strong and independent. You can go out there and you can pay for your own damn coffee. Okay, but girls do not want to hear that, do they? My word.
And he said, look back to your childhood. How about we look at the fucking patriarchy?
Ooh.
You are not going to blame my oppression on some, like, Freudian shit.
My oppression, guys, my oppression. Look at her. She's so oppressed sitting here in her room. You know, she's got that ring light that she didn't refuse to put, she refused to put on, and all the makeup and stuff. And she's using a first world camera, guys. But she's so damn oppressed. I swear, man. Only like these girls in 2021. It's like, it's so crazy how that women in 2021 think that they're so oppressed. I would just absolutely love it, right? If for like a month, these girls had to go out there and be men. I think that would be the funniest stuff ever. What do you mean nobody's paying me attention or listening to me? Right? What do you mean people aren't just giving me attention and validation for free on social media? Guys, that would be the funniest thing if these women had to be men for a month. That would make me smile and laugh so much, guys.
That's what you're not going to do. When the patriarchal system is right fucking there. Just point to it. It might be something from your childhood. I love that feminism gets to be like some intellectual debate for him because his liberation is not up for debate. Ours is.
And that was the end of the video right there, guys. Just no explanation of how they're being oppressed or how they have it difficult, other than the pay gap, which literally does not exist and has already been enshrined in law. Like, you literally cannot pay men and women different on the basis of gender. It's literally illegal, guys. So all these women sitting in the comments saying, you know what, I got paid $17,000 less, even though we both have the same qualification. It's like, did you do the same job? Do you work the same amount of hours? Do you put in the same overtime? Are you, it's like they never want to accept that there are other factors to this. They just want to go, yes, men paid more, women oppressed, yes, and just kind of roll with that narrative. And this is brainwashing that's been occurring literally everywhere. But guys, we're going to be continuing on to today's next video before my brain explodes. So let's take a look at this next one.
I can't right now with these freaking guys.
Okay, so this is a video that we actually covered a little while ago, and my editor put it in. But you know what? We'll cover it again because this is just absolutely hilarious.
I can't right now with these freaking guys. And please somebody explain it to me. Because if you don't want a relationship, you're just looking to hook up, you're not looking for anything serious, you don't really care about what's going on in my life or the things that I'm passionate about, why then do you think that you have the right to have a say on what I'm doing and who I'm with? I don't get it. Sorry, but if you don't want to be with me, you don't get boyfriend privileges. That's just the way it is.
Apologies if I just blew out your ears there, gentlemen. I was kind of eyeballing the volume on that one. But you know what? I love it when girls say boyfriend privileges. You know, as if a lot of men are looking at dating in 2021 and thinking to themselves, you know what? Being a boyfriend is a privilege, right? All these girls who are out here in relationships, by the way, where the girl's like actually, significantly into him and she's not just out there for his money or whatever else. The dudes who are typically in relationships where the woman is stuck to them like glue, he doesn't view the relationship as being a privilege to be in, right? He views it as a privilege for her to be in, and that is the difference, guys. So whenever girls sit down there and they do a little speech like it's a privilege to be with me, okay, really, where's your man then? right? If it was such a privilege to be with you, it's like, where is the man? And I don't say that to be an a-hole, guys. It's just the logical question, right? If all these girls were so fantastic and, you know, they're so strong and independent and they can do anything, it's like, okay, where's your man then? Right? And it's not through lack of options, guys. It's purely an ego thing, because we make this point so many times, right? This woman right here, you know, she's over 30. Oh, I just had a look at the hashtags. Oh no. Oh no, I've got to show you guys these hashtags before I even continue speaking here. Check this out. Okay. Hashtag over 30, hashtag single mother, hashtag mother of talk. And then up the top it says hashtag dating and hashtag single life. Okay, things start to make a little bit more sense here. But guys, like if you're a girl and you get to 30, right, and you don't have a man, it's like, okay, you have to be very transparent about the fact that you've been screwing around this other, like it's going to be very obvious to dudes who have seen this enough times whether or not you're lying or whether or not you're telling the truth. Because if you're telling the truth, you would say, I screwed around in my 20s. If you're lying, you will say, oh, I just haven't found the one yet. I'm looking for a man. I'm looking for a real relationship. Because if a girl gets to 30 plus, guys, and she hasn't found her dude, that's on her, and that's on her quote unquote standards. But let's give that a listen one more time before we continue on to today's episode's next piece.
I can't right now with these freaking guys. And please somebody explain it to me. Because if you don't want a relationship, you're just looking to hook up, you're not looking for anything serious, you don't really care about what's going on in my life or the things that I'm passionate about, why then do you think that you have the right to have a say on what I'm doing?
And here's the thing, guys. Like I kind of I agree with her here. Right, like that's the funny thing is, like, if you're dating this girl and you don't want to have a relationship with her, who the hell cares what she does in her spare time? Right, a lot of guys will be like, oh, I want to see a girl exclusively, but then non-exclusively, but then I don't want to, like, I want to book her, I want to reserve her. It's like, guys, just let them go, man. You know, they want to go out there, they want to have their fun. Like, if you don't want to have a relationship, it's like, who the hell cares what she does? Like, as long as you're being safe, right? It's just like it's funny to me. Like, it really is funny. But let's give that one more listen.
Life are the things that I'm passionate about. Why then do you think that you have the right to have a say on what I'm doing?
And the reason why I'm laughing there, guys, is because a lot of men who would deal with this girl wouldn't care what she's doing. It's like, if dudes don't want a relationship with you, a lot of them are not even going to care what the hell you're doing with your time anyway. Right, yeah, you might get a couple who would be like, yeah, I want to be exclusive, but only on my end, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of guys who go out here and deal with girls like this, single mothers and stuff like that, or girls who are just, quite frankly, not deserving of a relationship, they're not going to care what you do. And the fact of the matter is, as well, is if those dudes who are screwing around and messing around with you, a lot of them know that you're going to lie to them anyway. Right? Girls will try and, if you're a dude and you're out there casually dating or spinning plates or whatever it is that you want to call it, right? These girls will tell you like, oh yeah, you're the only dude that I'm seeing. It's a straight up lie, guys. Like, it's 100% a straight up lie. Any guys who understand female nature just know that this is the way that things go. It's really quite sad to watch.
And who I'm with. I don't get it. Sorry, but if you don't want to be with me, you don't get boyfriend privileges. That's just the way it is.
And you know what? If you want to go out there and you want to see a whole bunch of dudes, you don't get girlfriend privileges, you don't get wife privileges, and you don't get any other privileges that come with being those two things. Okay? So, yeah, look, you can go out there, you can see those dudes, you can date non-exclusively and go see a bunch of guys. Good luck to you. Okay, just that's all I have to say. Good luck to you. Go out there and have your fun. A lot of guys, you know, you're not necessarily going to be relationship material anyway. And I don't say that to be an a-hole, guys. It's just like a lot of these girls can't really come to accept the fact that dudes don't want to have relationships with them. But guys, we're going to be continuing on to today's next article here. And this is just kind of a continuation on the first video that we just watched. And I really want to show you guys this. And this is very funny. So let's take a little bit of a look at this. This article is written by a woman named Maliha. And I don't even know what this website is. Like, it hasn't even, it's medium.com is what it is. So let's take a look. Chivalry has no place in the dating scene in 2021. People, can I ask you all for a favor? Can you stop taking dating tips from the outdated male/female, gender normative, and the backward accepted behavior created and enacted to continue the fallacy that women are beneath men. What a long and convoluted way to write a sentence, by the way. That women are incapable of surviving or making decisions on their own, that they're to be treated either like dirt or fragile porcelain. This is 2021. The dating scene has changed. Heck, it's not even just men and women anymore. And yet it looks like some people are still oh so keen on taking their dating advice from this should-be defunct dating rulebook of chivalry. Regardless of whether you identify as a man or a woman dating another man or a woman or a non... I'm not going to even read that. The chivalry is just not needed. Here are some things that you should give up on. Do not hold the car door. Say you're driving and your date is about to hop in on the seat. Unless your date is physically incapable of opening their side of the car door, please trust them to know how to open and close that thing. There are plenty of ways to show that you care. Opening the car door ain't one of them. I mean, seriously, guys, do you think opening the car door for women was ever a show of respect? This chivalrous gesture was a power move. Men drove cars, women didn't. I mean, they did, but not in the presence of men on a date, lest that hurt their ego. You know, guys, it's always interesting to see these girls trying to attribute like a negative motive to men opening doors for them. Truth be told, a lot of men are happy to go out here and be chivalrous and do all these things for women, and there's not really a motive behind it. Like, believe it or not, I know this is like going to be a crazy revolutionary idea to a lot of these women, but a lot of dudes are just nice people. Right, and they want to show you that they care. It's not that they know. Here's the thing: dudes know that you can open the car door or do these little things. It's just like dudes just want to show that they appreciate you. Okay, there's nothing sinister or terrible about that, and yet these girls get so butthurt. And you know what? I say, fine. You don't want men to open the car door. Men aren't. Good luck. Okay, you can go out there, pay for your own dates, open your car doors. Ain't nobody gonna give a crap. But you know, to say that men are just like, it's not that men think that you're fragile and that's why they're opening the door, right? It's just that there are kind men who feel like opening the door for you. Like, it's really not that deep. Similarly, do not open the restaurant door for them either. Okay, so now that you're out of the car, you are headed to the restaurant. Do not run ahead of your partner so that you can open the door for them. They're perfectly capable of doing so themselves. Thank you very much. But if you happen to be in front of them anyway, then yes, open the door and hold it for them because it's the right thing to do. Letting a door slam shut on someone's face is just rude. In fact, do it not just for your date, but for anyone who happens to be in close proximity, again, because that's the polite thing to do. And boy, do I love being behaviorally coached from some article online. Following the trend, do not pull out the chair. Oh my goodness, how many times do I have to say it? Your date, unless physically incapable, will pull out their own chair. Thank you very much. Spend that energy on something meaningful. Pulling the chair never stopped the men, usually from A-wording, with the women usually in their private lives. What message are you sending to the world or your partner by pulling the chair out for them? I don't know. Maybe that you care about them or you want to show them some level of, you know, a little bit of kindness, right? A lot of guys are happy to do nice things for girls and take them out on dates, and it's not like some power move because girls can't do it themselves or dudes are out here wanting to treat them terribly. Like, I don't know why this is so hard for girls to grasp, but sometimes men just do things because they're kind people, right? Now, if you don't want men to do those things, you'll hear no arguments from me. If you don't want dudes to pull out chairs or open doors, like, I personally couldn't give a crap, okay? But again, it's just really funny to see how a lot of these girls like view it as like, oh, you're treating us as lesser because you're being kind. It's like, and then they get mad, right? When men withdraw from society and they're like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this anymore. Like, truth be told, why would I open the door if I'm just going to get told off for doing it anyway? Okay, let's continue on. Do not order for your partner. Okay, that was never chivalry. It's just obnoxious, but I had to add it to this list in case some numbskull out there thought it was anything but. And unfortunately, contrary to popular belief, BS like that still happens. It happened to me not that long ago. Blah, blah, blah. Does anyone really think that they'd score a second date after assuming you know about your date's choice of drink on the very first date, without bothering to ask them ahead of time? It is written on my face that I prefer hot chocolate over black coffee. The nonsensical brazeness of this peculiar power move is just so sickeningly dumb. Here's the thing as well, right? Is like, if they're paying for you, just accept the drink. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's buying something for you and they make an assumption, it's like they bought it for you anyway. So, like, you know what I mean? It's like, just be grateful. But again, all this gratitude and stuff is just out the window because they think it's some sort of power play, right? Oh, here's an interesting one. Split the check. I never understood why the man has to pay for the first date with the woman. It's like screaming out loud, I'm better than you. You couldn't possibly be making more money than I do. Woman. Again, this is just not it at all. Boy, oh boy, you're up for a surprise, aren't you? Anyhow, kill that tradition, please. For a start, most dates these days end at the very first one. Imagine one person having to foot the bill on all of these. No, just split it, will ya? If that first date goes into a second, then a third, and then a fourth, and then so on, and you consider yourself together, then only then consider paying for the other person. If both parties are financially stable, then you may even decide to alternate between who pays the bill. Now that sounds fair, Also, check this out. Why do girls write like this and like they make TikToks like this, guys, where they're like, oh, check this out, and they're using the most sarcastic, patronizing tone of all time, and they expect you to listen to them. Like, I never really understood that. Next time you get in an issue, rest assured they won't be able to go out to their friends and say, and even I paid for that girl every single time. Be fair and equal in a relationship, guys. That's all I'm saying. We cannot demand equality and equity when we, and by we I mean mostly women, also want to be treated differently, even when it's something as trivial, but is it though, as dating etiquette. Hey, you're not going to get a lot of argument from men these days. You don't want to be paid for on dates. You don't want doors held open for you. That's fine. You guys can enjoy the cats, because again, guys, what they're doing is they're assuming that dudes just have like, dudes are just doing this as some sort of power play, right? Where a lot of dudes are just nice guys and they'll just open the door for you because they want to show that they care for you. But hey, if you don't want dudes to show that they care, you don't want dudes to pay for dates, not a lot of complaints over here. But gentlemen, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments, guys, to some of the clownery that we covered on today's episode. It's always interesting to see what you guys have to say, but we're going to be leaving today's episode there, a bit of a shorter one today because I need to be heading out about 5 minutes ago. So as always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next episode. Peace.